A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to the update on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. It's been a busy day at the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and especially being the first working day of the week, investors are always out scanning the market, looking for what to do, how to go about doing stuff. And then one of the surprises of the day is that things have happened. Some stocks that don't normally get movement, they have been affected by market forces. This happening because you can't predict the market. As they say, time at the market is better than trying to time the market. You cannot predict the market, just like nobody could have predicted the outcome of the World Cup final. And by the way, congratulations, Spain, for dethroning the defending champions. Nice game, but that's by the way. So you cannot predict the stock exchange. You can't predict the market, and you will be seeing what has been happening. Before going to the market, to tell you what has been happening among the surprises, which are normal, pleasant surprises since the last update came your way. Last cycle had gone down. Last cycle was down. It's had about two movements since the last update. Yes, one time it was down by 7.5%. That's Lagos State Assurance Company. It was down 7.5% at a particular time. It moved up slightly. It moved up a bit and is now down by just 7%. That happened. Well, Veritas Assurance too was down by 4.46%. Veritas Assurance, Veritas Capital. And do not forget, I mentioned earlier in the morning, today is AGM of Cornerstone Insurance. If you're in Lagos, probably you will have missed it because it was at the Muson Center from 12 o'clock. I don't know if they're still there, but AGM of Cornerstone Insurance. If you're a shareholder of Cornerstone Insurance, you should have gotten invite to be at the AGM or to join virtually. So check your inbox or ask your stockbroker or ask the Cornerstone Insurance registrar if you didn't get any invitation to take part into this AGM. They should be about rounding off now, but AGM of Cornerstone Insurance was at 12 noon at the Muson Center in Lagos. So that's that. Okay, so what's been happening in the market? Also in the market today, this afternoon, among the losers, the stocks that have gone down, FCMB, First City Merchant Bank Group, the shares were down a couple of about an hour ago. They were down by 4.63%. First City Merchant Bank shares, they were down by 4.63%. First Holdco is still selling like hotcakes, still flying high. First Holdco, parent company of First Bank of Nigeria, it has maintained the momentum it got last week when it was among the top 5 gainers for 2 days, successively 2 days last week. Today again, the share price has jumped up. First Holdco shares are now over 100 naira per share. Kudos, First Holdco. Investors seem to be loving the shares of First Holdco. That is what happens when something goes up in price, when a share price goes up consistently. That means investors are loving it. Otherwise, that means there's a high demand for it. Remember, the stock market is operated based on supply and demand forces. And when you see the share price of a stock of a company going up, it means there is more demand. That is why it is. Just think about it. You go to the market, I said there are 4 bags of rice, which was initially selling for 50,000 naira. And all of a sudden, in front of your shop, you find 10 people want the same bag of rice, of course, prices will go up normally. Or you say, okay, come back tomorrow. When they come back tomorrow, you've got 10 bags extra, and then 15 people show up then. So that is how it is. Your demand for your product will have driven up, because the demand is more than what you have in stock, more than the supply available. You can then will probably up the price of your bag of rice. So that is the same thing it is on the stock exchange. So First Bank is doing really well. First Oilco shares are doing well. Also down at the moment, but down on the lower end of the stick, Sun Assurance, the shares are down by 10%. Sun Assurance shares. Let me get into the market and then tell you other things that have been happening there. Cornerstone Insurance, do not forget Cornerstone Insurance. Don't forget the AGM, 34th for that matter. Congratulations to them. 34th annual general meeting took place from 12 noon at the Muson Center. That is it. Okay, let's see what is going on in the market. Right now, ABC Transport, the luxurious buses that iconic luxurious buses that transported people from Jibo to the north and other parts of Lagos to the east. The share price is down by 9.61%. ABC Transport down. ABC Transport. So if you don't know, ABC Transport is on the stock exchange, is a PLC, is a publicly listed company. If you have been taking ABC Transportation, think of being a shareholder. I always say this, that if you're using a product or service, think of becoming a shareholder if you are not already one. So ABC Transport does it for you. Also Cornerstone Insurance, if you have been using the insurance services and you don't have any stake there, think also of being a shareholder. That's right. Okay. Academy price is 0%. It's not been affected by any price, any market forces. Consolidated Allmark is also 0%. It has been static all day. Consolidated Allmark Insurance. Africa Prudential is doing well. It's up right now by over 3.41%. Africa Prudential. Austin Lars is 0%. No changes to the share price. Boa Cement, I said last week, and also probably this month, that Boa Cement doesn't get too many fluctuations. Last week, it took two heavy falls, falling 9.99. I was on 2 days, one of the top 5 losers. It lost heavily on Wednesday. It lost heavily on Thursday, 9.99 on both days. But today, Boa Cement has bounced back. It has gained 9.98% of its price. So it's up by 9.98%. For Boa Cement that opened this morning on a bearish note, that closed last week on a bearish note. Now it is up. It is now very bullish, up by 9.98%. Boa Cement shares are now going for 303 naira 10 kobo. As I've said before, the market always corrects itself. If a share price goes down, if that company share is valuable and for some reasons it goes down, the market will correct it. It's just a matter of time. This is what has happened to Boa Cement. It is back up. It's gone up by 9.98%. Also up is C&I Leasing. C&I Leasing is up by over 3%. Abbey Mortgage Bank is down by 4.5%. Abbey Mortgage Bank is down by 4.5%. Also down is ICO Insurance by 2.16%. ICO Insurance as well is down. Deep Capital is up by 1.52. Geregu hasn't had any movement. It's still right there at 0%, but trading for 825 naira 70 kobo. Geregu power is at 0%, no changes to its status. Nigeria Exchange Group also, it's been stable, no fluctuations. It hasn't been affected by the share price has not been affected. Geregu power is still at 825 naira 70 kobo per share, no changes. Nigeria Exchange Group, no changes. Living Trust also 0%, no changes. Living Trust Mortgage Bank. Mutual Benefit, it's down by 0.54%. Let me see the big names. Okay, not just the big names. McKill Industries, it is at 0%. VFD Group is down by 4.21%. VFD Group is bearish by 4.21%. MTN has not had any movement. MTN performed well last week. It was bullish for some time last week, but today it has not had any changes into its status. It's at 0%. MTN trading for 826 naira 50 kobo. Cadbury also is at 0%. No changes to the share price. It's not been affected. Cadbury shares are going for 57 naira. Eternal Oil has done well today. It was static for almost all of last week, but right now the share price is up by over 3%. Actually, it has jumped up by over 5% now. That is Eternal Oil now selling for 30 naira 50 kobo. The shares are now trading for 30 naira 50 kobo. Chemical and allied product, no changes, is at 0%, trading for 142 naira 44 kobo. Omatech Ventures shares are up by 2.35%. Coveting Offshore, the shares are down by 7%. Coveting Offshore, the shares are down by 7%. Transcorp Hotels shares are not affected by any price movement. They are trading for 242 naira. Transcorp Hotel shares are 0%. No gain, no loss. They've been like that for quite some time. So that's Transcorp Hotels for you. Champion Breweries has had a bit of upward or such, but now it is bearish. The shares are down in value just by 0.85%. Arade Holdings, I told you earlier during the morning breakfast, Arade Holdings, they have a AGM coming up next week. So if you are a shareholder of Arade Holdings, get in touch with your stockbroker or the registrar so that you can get the invite for the meeting for the AGM, which is coming up at the end of next week. But right now, the share price is at 0%, no gain, and then it's not lost anything, but it's one of the most expensive shares on the stock market. Arade Holdings, the shares are going for 1,526 naira 80 kobo per share. That's Arade Holdings. HBM, which used to be Lafarge Africa, is at 0%. The shares are going for 335 naira per share. Lotus Halal ETF, it had some movement. It was initially down, but right now it is up in value. It's down, back down. It went up and it went back down. But Lotus Halal ETF is now trading at 0.8% down. Also down is Chance. Chance is down in value by 3.1%. Chance is down in value by 3.1%. Jai's Bank is a darling of investors, as I've said. It's gone up, it's come down. Right now, it is up in value by 2.35%. That's Jai's Bank for you. Let me check. Cornerstone Insurance, who is having the AGM today. There's been no movement at all since morning, since the market opened. Cornerstone is stable. at 0%. It's trading for 5 naira 75 kobo. So thanks so much, guys. Lastly, before going, First Old Co, as I mentioned earlier, First Old Co is going for 9.94% of this. Is one of the best periods of First Old Co shares. If you are a shareholder of First Old Co and you are thinking of loading part of your portfolio, this is a golden opportunity because the shares are now going for 105 naira 50 kobo. Yes, 105 naira 50 kobo for the shares of First Hold Co, the holding company, the parent company of First Bank of Nigeria. Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate your time. Please share this. You want people to know about the stock exchange. Share this with anybody you want to have this knowledge and skills. Until I see you next time, enjoy the rest of your afternoon.